Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the money you'd trusted your entire life is quietly being rewritten. Not in the news, not in flashy headlines, but behind closed doors, in small experiments, and secret plans that almost no one sees, already being tested in over 10 cities without most Americans even noticing. By the time you do, the rules of the financial game could have already shifted, and your wealth, your investments, even your daily spending could feel it first. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The US dollar isn't collapsing, it's evolving, and parts of America's plan for what comes next have already leaked into public view. The real question isn't whether this change will happen, it's how fast, and how deeply it will touch every paycheck, bank account, and retirement fund in the country. To understand why this matters, take a step back. For over a century, the US dollar hasn't just been money, it's been power, the world's reserve currency, a symbol of economic dominance. Every international trade, every government bond, every major global transaction has largely flowed through the greenback. For decades, that dominance gave Americans invisible wealth, the kind of soft power most citizens never even thought about. But power doesn't last forever. Right now, behind the quiet hum of central bank servers and think tank meetings, there's a new plan, one that could subtly replace the dollar-US traditional role with something far more controlled and digital. Picture this. You log into your bank account, but instead of dollars moving like they always have, your money is now part of a digital system the Federal Reserve can monitor and influence in real time. Every transfer, every payment, even your smallest purchases, transparent, traceable, programmable. This isn't science fiction. It's already being piloted quietly in multiple states, in ways most Americans won't notice until it's too late. And here's what most people miss. This isn't about convenience or technology, it's about control. Imagine if policymakers could instantly inject stimulus into your account, or even restrict your spending if they wanted. The implications are enormous. Inflation could be managed in real time, taxes collected automatically, financial oversight sharper than ever before. Sounds like progress, right? But it also flips centuries of financial norms on their head. Cash, in the traditional sense, could become optional, invisible. And that's where tension begins. History has a way of repeating itself when it comes to money. Look back at the 1930s during the Great Depression. Citizens were forced to hand over gold and cash to stabilize the system. Governments wielded control over wealth, sometimes for survival, sometimes for power. Now fast forward almost a century. Digital dollars could give the government a similar ability, but on a scale unimaginable in the 1930s. The question is, who truly benefits and who could be at risk? Let's pause for a moment. Think about your portfolio. Stocks, bonds, crypto, retirement accounts, everything you've built for your future is denominated in the dollar. If the dollar structure changes, even subtly, the ripple effects could be enormous. And this isn't hype, it's a structural shift that could quietly redefine wealth, liquidity, and purchasing power in the United States. But here's the twist most analysts miss. The US isn't acting alone. Around the globe, other countries are experimenting with digital currencies. China's digital Yuan is already widespread. The European Central Bank is exploring a digital euro. Even smaller nations are piloting central bank digital currencies quietly. The world is moving toward programmable money, and America, long the financial hegemon, is under pressure to adapt or risk losing its edge. This leads to a counterintuitive insight. The leaked plan isn't about weakening the dollar. It's about defending it, about modernizing it, about keeping global influence without losing domestic stability. But modernization comes with costs, risks, and challenges that most people aren't prepared for. Now, imagine seeing the next 3 years like a chessboard. Every digital pilot, every regulatory tweak, every back-channel meeting is a move designed to secure America's financial future. But it also sets the stage for disruptions that could catch the public off guard. Some sectors might boom, others might face liquidity constraints. And everyday Americans, those who don't follow these changes closely, could feel the impact without knowing why. Here's where it gets personal. The move toward a digital dollar could alter how Americans save, invest, and even think about wealth. Do you keep cash on hand, or is it safer in a programmable account? Do you rely on traditional banking, or explore alternatives like crypto or stablecoins? The choices you make today could determine whether you thrive, or get quietly nudged onto the wrong side of policy. If you think this sounds far-fetched, consider Sweden. Physical cash is already nearly obsolete. Citizens embrace digital wallets, and banks experiment with negative interest rates that affect personal balances. The experiment isn't theoretical, it's happening now. And history suggests that once behavior shifts at the societal level, policy follows. Here's the part most people miss. A digital dollar doesn't automatically mean restriction or control. It could mean efficiency, safety, and convenience. Imagine sending money instantly across borders without fees, or receiving government stimulus directly into your account in seconds. The system could be more resilient, transparent, and fair. The problem arises when adoption outpaces regulation or when transparency becomes surveillance. This is the paradox at the heart of America's plan. Empowerment versus oversight. Freedom versus stability. Innovation versus control. The tension between these forces is about to reach the mainstream by 2026. Now, pause for a moment. What if your retirement account, your brokerage funds, even your paycheck became programmable? What if policy decisions could adjust your balance in real time without you lifting a finger or without warning? That's the scale of change we're talking about. We'll soon break down exactly how pilot programs are shaping the digital dollar, what leaks reveal about the Fed's timeline, and what strategic moves savvy investors are quietly making today. Some of these moves are counterintuitive, even risky, but they could define who keeps financial power and who doesn't. And while you think about that, imagine if the dollar became fully digital in 2026. What would that mean for your morning coffee, your online purchases, or the value of your 401k? The implications are not just financial, they're psychological, cultural, even political. By the end of this video, you won't just understand America's digital dollar plan. You'll see how it could touch your wealth, your spending, and your financial freedom, and what moves you can start making now to stay ahead of a shift most Americans want to see coming. Before we continue, comment below if you've ever wondered whether cash itself could disappear in your lifetime. The answers coming next might shock you, and they will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about money, freedom, and financial security. By 2026, the dollar you know could look radically different, not in color, not in design, but in function. Imagine every transaction, every paycheck, even your savings, flowing through a digital system the Federal Reserve can monitor and influence in real time. This isn't theory. Pilot programs are already quietly testing this across multiple states, and most Americans have no idea it's happening. Here is the detail most people overlook. The digital dollar isn't just about faster transfers. It's about control and flexibility at a scale humans have never experienced. Inflation could be adjusted instantly. Stimulus could bypass banks entirely and land in your account within hours. Taxes could be deducted automatically in real time. Policies that once took months or years to implement could now occur at the speed of a click. Think about that for a moment. You log into your account, and the balance reflects policy decisions made behind the scenes. Convenient? Yes. Impressive? Absolutely. But also high risk. One programming error, one unexpected policy shift. And your personal finances could fluctuate almost immediately. It's the ultimate double-edged sword of digital money. Let's zoom out with a historical lens. Remember the Roman Empire? They debased coins to fund wars, slowly eroding citizens' purchasing power. Fast forward to the 20th century. Zimbabwe, Venezuela, hyperinflation erased lifetimes of savings almost overnight. The lesson is clear. Monetary systems are fragile, and when they shift, ordinary people feel it first. Here's the counterintuitive insight. A digital dollar could actually reduce that fragility. With real-time data, the Fed could prevent sudden inflation spikes or liquidity crises. The system could be safer, more resilient, and more responsive than cash. But, and this is key, the same system that protects can also control. And control has consequences. Picture this. A government could influence spending patterns, restricting certain purchases, nudging behavior toward policy goals. It may sound futuristic, even dystopian, but pilots are exploring these capabilities quietly right now. Programmable money allows behavior to be guided directly. The freedom to spend could become conditional. Now let's dive into the leaked documents that are setting off alarm bells. They suggest a phased rollout, voluntary adoption in select cities by late 2024, scaling to nationwide integration by 2026. Technical infrastructure, cybersecurity, and public perception are being tested. Early results indicate adoption could be rapid, but trust in a fully digital programmable dollar is untested. And here is the subtle kicker. While the plan is designed to defend the dollar AS global dominance, it could disrupt domestic investment patterns. Stocks, bonds, real estate, they may react in ways investors haven't anticipated. Liquidity, volatility, and capital flows could behave differently than they have for decades. Those who prepare early could profit, while those who assume nothing will change risk being blindsided. Let's pause for a thought experiment. You're planning for retirement. Your 401k grows steadily in a traditional system until digital currency begins influencing market liquidity and interest rates in real time. Your returns could fluctuate unpredictably, even if your portfolio is fundamentally sound. Understanding these mechanics isn't optional, it's essential. Next, consider the psychology. Money isn't just numbers, it's trust, autonomy, identity. A programmable dollar could subtly shift how Americans perceive wealth. People might prioritize liquidity over accumulation, digital security over traditional savings, or compliance over discretionary spending. The ripple effects extend beyond finance. They touch culture, politics, and daily life. So, what can you do? Awareness is step one. Understand pilot programs, leaked timelines, and strategic implications. Diversification is step two. Explore assets that can withstand structural shifts in currency. Readiness is step three. Consider how programmable money could interact with everyday transactions, taxes, and investments. The goal isn't panic, it's positioning. Here is a twist most viewers won't see coming. Digital dollars could coexist with traditional assets, but they could eventually outpace them. Cash may become a niche option. Banks may evolve into tech platforms rather than financial intermediaries. Even crypto, often seen as competition, could integrate into the system as a bridge between programmable dollars and decentralized finance. The landscape is complex, interconnected, and evolving faster than most investors realize. Zooming out globally, the US isn't alone. China's digital yuan is aggressively testing programmable money. Europe is exploring a digital euro. Other nations are experimenting quietly. The stakes are massive. Whoever masters digital currency frameworks first could dictate trade, debt, and capital flows for decades. The dollar's dominance isn't guaranteed. It must be defended and modernized. So what does this mean for you, the individual investor or saver? First, education. Understand pilot programs, programmable features, and global trends. Second, diversify holdings beyond traditional dollar-based assets. Third, stay agile. Policy shifts could create both risks and opportunities, and those who anticipate them will thrive. Now let's bring it down to a human scale. Picture sitting in a coffee shop in 2026. You order a latte, and your digital wallet instantly calculates tax, spending limits, and reward points, all in real time. Seamless, efficient, impressive. But every dollar you spend is logged, tracked, and potentially influenced by policy. Freedom, oversight, and convenience, all coexisting in a single transaction. The cultural shift alone will be profound. The leaked plan includes contingency mechanisms for crises. Emergency funds could deploy instantly, negative balances prevented automatically. Safeguards can protect, but also act as levers. Policymakers could subtly guide behavior or enforce compliance in ways previously unimaginable. Here's the takeaway. The digital dollar isn't just money. It's a structural shift in how power, trust, and wealth are distributed. By 2026, it could redefine everything, from investment strategies to daily spending habits. Those who prepare strategically, understanding both technology and psychology, will not only protect wealth, they could gain a decisive advantage. So, what's your next move? Start by understanding the system before it becomes ubiquitous. Stay informed about pilot programs, regulatory updates, and international trends. Consider your portfolio's exposure. Above all, remain skeptical, but curious. This story isn't ending in 2026, it's entering its most critical phase. If this insight opened your eyes, comment below with your thoughts on the digital dollar. Like the video if it surprised you. Subscribe to follow the story, because the next 3 years could change how Americans experience money forever. By the end of this video, you've seen leaked timelines, global comparisons, the mechanics of programmable money, and strategic implications. You've connected historical shifts to modern experiments, and you've glimpsed how individual choices now could shape personal wealth in an unprecedented system. America's digital dollar plan is more than finance. It's innovation, control, power, adaptation. And now that you know, you're equipped to navigate it smarter, faster, and more strategically than most. Remember, the future of money isn't coming, it's already being piloted. Understanding it now gives you an edge most Americans won't even realize exists.